So this video is gonna be on paradigms. Yeah, so I recently watched a video, and man, it just went over paradigms and changed my mindset completely. So basically, how I view the world now is completely different from before. So with the use of paradigms. So basically, what a paradigm is a set of habits that it's a set of habits that we've been programmed to live by in our day-to-day lives, right? For example, tying your shoes, let's say walking, walking is an effortless thing that we do subconsciously, brushing our teeth, all these things have been pre-programmed into our minds from someone else's ideas. These aren't our ideas, so essentially these aren't our thoughts, our habits. We didn't choose to have these habits, right? From the moment we were born, correct? Right, so we are born into a world, and we are programmed to have a set of habits, and those set of habits are called a paradigm, right? And emphasis on the world and the society, right? So, oh my god, I'm not gonna associate it with Christianity just yet, or religion just yet. I'll focus more on the habitual side of things. So when it comes to succeeding and wanting to succeed, it feels okay. So I'll go with the energy side. So energy of things. So as we're programmed to feel a certain way and to have certain habits, we also are programmed, our body becomes programmed into a set of energy. There's positive and negative energy, right? When our body feels, so our body reacts to positive energy and negative energy, right? So let's say if we feel pain, we're gonna feel negative energy. If we get healed, we're gonna feel pleasure, positive energy. Or let's say if you eat a donut, you're gonna feel pleasure. But if you work out, you're gonna feel pain. And that's seen, quote unquote, negative energy. And the donut, it's gonna feel as though it's positive energy. However, what I believe is that we've been programmed into believing and into feeling these negative and positive energies. So when we do actually decide to succeed in life, it feels uncomfortable because we're associating with a foreign frequency, with a foreign energy, with a foreign energy that feels negative, that disrupts our homeostasis in our body. It's kind of similar to our immune system. When cells that don't associate with our body, with our own cells, it's foreign and they get attacked. Similar to these energies, when we introduce foreign energies to our bodies, it reacts in an uncomfortable way, and it's seen as negative. That's why most people quit so easily when it gets quote unquote hard, when it's not meant to feel hard. We've just been programmed into thinking that it's hard. So in reality, everything is meant to feel good. Everything hard is meant to feel good. For example, the grind, doing things day in and day out and working hard towards a purpose. It's meant to feel good, but the initial thought, the initial action to actually pursue a better destiny in life feels uncomfortable because it's a foreign energy that we're introducing onto our body. And in doing so, it feels uncomfortable because our body views it as foreign, and then our mind interprets it as negative because it's programmed into thinking it's negative, right? So, oh my gosh, and that just changed everything. So with cold showers aren't meant to feel negative. They're meant to feel positive. They're meant to feel positive. We've just been programmed into thinking that they're negative because we've been so comfortable for so long, and it's literally biologically programmed in our DNA for us to actually accept and perceive these energies as negative or positive, as to perceive positive energy as negative and negative energy as positive. And our body doesn't know it does know the difference, but it can't interpret them. It can't make decisive decisions on whether or not to actually pursue negative energy or positive energy. It's just reacting. Our body, like when you exclude the mind, it's just our body reacting to positive energy or negative energy. It's only the mind that interprets it as negative or positive. So when you go about living the desired life now, at first, it's going to feel very uncomfortable. Like when you first start out, it's always going to feel uncomfortable because it's a foreign energy, correct? It's a foreign energy. You're introducing a foreign energy to your body and to your way of living, to your habitual state, right? You're introducing a foreign energy, I don't like saying frequencies. It makes it sound spiritual. Just a foreign energy to your body. And so when you actually do start, it usually just feels very uncomfortable, only because you're introducing a foreign energy into your body that you've been programmed to understand, that you've been programmed to interpret as negative. So, okay, for example, let's say if you want to start listening to more podcasts and reading more books about, ways to improve yourself, self-help books, and listening to more podcasts. At first, the initial energy and the initial feeling you're going to feel is uncomfort. The initial feeling you're going to feel is uneasiness. You're not going to feel as though it's normal, However, you can't always trust your feelings, because you have to understand that we've been programmed to a certain degree to believe, and not to believe, but to interpret these feelings as negative, when in reality they're actually positive. And it varies with everyone. Not everyone is going to feel instantly uncomfortable, but I'm talking about the majority of people. When it comes to most things, when it comes to doing most things, it's initially uncomfortable. When it comes to doing most things that will actually benefit you in the long run, it initially feels not very uncomfortable, but mostly uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable depending on your situation. For example, let's say if you're overweight and you want to start eating healthier and you want to start losing that weight and being more fit, at first it's going to be pretty excruciating, but as your body starts to actually associate with that foreign energy, with those foreign actions, number one, you're going to start seeing more ways in your outer reality that actually associate with fitness. You're going to see other people's bodies. You're going to see other people jogging on the street. You're going to see various tactics to actually improve your body. You're going to see it on social media with your friends, with your other friends. You're going to see it in your outer world. And that's because you're associating with this. If you start associating with this action, your body will become accustomed to the energy that comes from the action. It'll start to actually see the action as something. Eventually, it'll see the action as something positive. If you get used to the negative feeling, it's gonna not numb it, but just convert that energy into positive energy. That's where you actually beat the pendulum. That's where you beat the pendulum. And that's where you beat where you beat yourself and conquer yourself, in a sense. What's the word I'm looking for? That's where you beat the paradigm. That's where you beat the paradigm and you actually conquer yourself. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So, yeah, and okay, let me do 2 illustrations. Let's say if you took someone that indulged in very low frequency activities like eating junk food, going on social media for 3+ hours a day, watching television for 5+ hours a day, being a couch potato, in the next 5 years, compared to someone that is waking up at 6 a.m., doing workouts in the morning, chasing their dream, pursuing what they want to do in life, and pursuing the things they want to accomplish in life, and listening to podcasts and listening to audiobooks and being kind to people, praying, actually doing the necessary things that will get them to where they want to be financially and personally. In 5 years, these 2 people will be in very different categories and different areas of their life. The first person is probably gonna be obese and a couch potato. But the second person is probably going to be financially stable, financially literate, and financially independent, personally and economically speaking. So when you go about succeeding, do the hard things. Quote, air quotes, when I say hard things, because these hard things, they're not actually hard. We're perceiving them as hard. The fact is that it's completely plausible for that hard, quote unquote, hard task to be accomplished. It's a fact that it is completely in your power to accomplish that task. However, it's your opinion, aka your way of interpreting that fact, that determines whether or not you're going to succeed. That determines whether or not you're actually going to fulfill your goal in completing that task. So when you actually choose goals in the upcoming year, in 2024, don't just choose like the grand opening actions to do. Choose small increments that will shift and that will adjust your mind into becoming the person you want to be. You have to become the person you want to be first. Do that first. Try to override the programming, the years of programming that we've been influenced by, and try to do that, so then everything will flow like water. Your mind will be so elevated to a point where it feels like you're flying. It feels like you're flying when you go into your mind and you adventure in your mind and find and dissect all the trauma, all the things that you've been through, all the limiting beliefs. It's gonna feel like you're flying because you're letting go of everything that's weighing you down, and you could actually fly. It feels like you could fly. So that's just amazing to me. It's not amazing. It's not an amazing thing that we're programmed into thinking, but it's an amazing thing to think that it's possible to get out of that programming and to actually succeed in life. Like, actually, it's fully in our grasp to succeed in life, fully 100%, because God gave us free will. That's the number one gift God has given us, is free will, and the way we use that gift is completely up to us. And honestly, when it comes to choosing how to express that gift, the world has taken that gift, and we've expressed it. Most people, like in history, have expressed it in the most negative way. Why? Because they've been programmed with their habits, programmed subconsciously.